So you'll hear Milliken's motor, of course, has that unique inline-six diesel sound, but you'll also hear the fact that if you own a diesel truck or have ever driven anything with a diesel in it, you know what the RPM range typically is. This thing's going to run about double that.
What was it? Didn't he break a mile-per-hour record?
It makes huge mile-an-hour because of the amount of torque it makes, and it does not, I mean, as much as it revs, it does not rev anything like a small block V8 would rev. So they put a deep gear in there to use all that torque, and it makes big speed.
Car's fast. Here we go, Ryan.
Gonna bump it in there, trying to get the turbo spooled. Now we're talking. Oh, man, it broke loose to just before the 330.
I heard him hit the Jake brake there.
455, 158 for Rollo. Milliken was 114 to 60 feet, and he was seemingly on the way to a really good pass until it got loose before the 330. I mean, all things being equal, he was still quicker than Rollo was. Yeah, depending on where you're sitting in the grandstands, you could look down, let's call it 200 feet or so, and you can actually see where it started to shake the tire. It actually, in a radial tire, you're less shaking it, you just kind of bounce it off the racetrack, and that's where it happened. Yeah. Weird fingerprint that thing left out there. It shows you how much power that car is actually making and where it's making it. Nate Bewley from Palm Harbor, Florida, the 1969 Chevelle in flat black. Yeah, Bewley's car was kind of laboring its way up the starting line and laboring its way to the finish. 5:23 for only 122 miles an hour, 125.60 foot time. We need the next three pair of Ultra, or first three pairs of Ultra Street. Eugene Rodriguez, Jesse Coulter, Joel Greathouse, Haley James, Ryan McClaskey, and Kyla Hubbard. The first three pairs of Ultra Street to the lanes, please. Here comes Frank Misha and Alan Feltz. Feltz from Bowling Green, Kentucky, part of a very strong contingent there. Jesse Coulter and Joel Greathouse and Alan Feltz, three big names from that Bowling Green area. Feltz sponsored by Jesse's Garage, KBX Performance, Elite Motorsports, Precision Turbos, Energy Manufacturing, BP Racing Fuels, Proformance Racing Transmissions, and Silvato Design. And Frank Misha, Palm Bay, Florida, the 1989 Mustang. Car is built and owned by Terry from out there in Cascade Locks, Oregon. Terry Ryan, the car owner and builder. Now we're talking. Mishaw's going to make it to the stripe down there. Goes 427.8 at 168 miles an hour. Feltz goes 455.7. For Frank, it's his best run of the weekend so far. Same can be said for Alan Feltz. Misha goes to the number 11 spot. Charlie Jordan, the car, first campaign by Eric Leeper. A 330 cubic inch overhead cam modular Ford V8 with turbocharged. As the turbochargers, the power adder. And Marquez Hatton from King George, Virginia. The Marquez Hatton. So Charles, Jordan, and Hatton now. Hatton blows the tire off. Jordan's going to make the trip. Went 428 earlier. Goes 420 with a 6 at 173. Very nice improvement there. More than 800ths of a second improvement for Charles Jordan. Hatton is not going to finish the run under power. Goes 919. Charles Jordan goes to the number 4 position. Now it's Brad Medlock's turn. So it's Medlock, one of the OG radial guys from back in the day, Little Rock, Arkansas. Small block Ford power. And it's working. 107.960 goes 435 at 144.75 miles an hour. Scott Parson. Jason Birchoff coming up here from Bethpage, New York. 96 Mustang, and Scott Parson from St. Thomas, Pennsylvania. The Charlie Buck 632 powering Parsons' car. And we need our next 3 pair of Ultra Street. That'll be James Tall, Walt Drakeford, Mike Freeman, Terry Wilson, Bill Gregan, and Sean Pevler. So we need pairs 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6. So Scott Parsons fully staged. Scott spun the tires, and Birchoff goes 453.6. Not his best effort of the weekend, stays 14th.
Yeah, Birchoff, man, that thing sounded like it was just pouring everything to it to try to get that noise, you know, like pull the e-brake or something. Anyway, with that, Justin Palmer.
To JZ, inline 6 for Eric LaFerrier. He comes from Cumberland, Rhode Island, as his team is based out of Texas, and Justin Palmer from East Taunton, Massachusetts. Making his way back here to the starting line, Mike Dez talking to him on the radio.
All right, so the 2JZ, man. Who builds that motor?
They originally came in like Toyota Supras and stuff like that. The 2JZ, the turbocharged. Now this is an all billet version, of course, but yeah.
I was saying, I remember White used to campaign one back, the old Outlaw 10.5.
You know who's a big expert in these things? Brad Personette.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like Bruno Massel runs one in his comp car, and he's worked really a lot with Brad Personette to get that whole situation lined up. Tire spin for Eric. And Palmer trying to go better than a 21, goes at 23.5. He's got consistency.
There's a big flame ball coming out for Justin Curry down there with the shoots out. DJ McCain and the Chevrolet Corvette. The South Carolina runs down 4:17. He's gone a little two ticks quicker than the 19 he ran previously at 173 miles per hour. So DJ's doing good. Justin Curry still wondering about that flame ball that just visited the windshield and took his vision away for a moment. That'll bring up Kenny Hubbard, Montgomery, Texas, ready to go with the 74 Chevrolet Nova. Wow, you can almost see that it's construction orange when you look at Lou down there.
That's right. Look at safety orange.
Hey, Lou, get close to the car so we can get a picture, please. All right, so Kenny Hubbard down there.
Hubbard, the defending world champion in X275. Life Sensors, Precision Shaft Technologies, X275. Yeah, buddy. Hubbard's car drove into a wheel stand and kept the tires stuck. 4:26.5, not the quickest way down, nor his quickest lap of the weekend. Stays number 2 at 167. Heckel goes 857 at 87. Dom DiDonato and Jamie Stanton will be the next 2 cars on the racetrack. Both of them from up north. DiDonato from Wilmington, Delaware, in his 2008 Mustang GT500. Stanton, the 2000 Camaro.
Jamin? All right, brand new combination. What's he running there, Chris? 365. I think it's got the small block deal going on. 2000 Chevrolet Camaro. Jamie Stanton in the left lane, New Canastota, New York. Ultra Street to the lanes. All racers in Ultra Street, we need you in the lanes, please. Ultra Street through the lanes. Here comes Jamie. Here comes the Mustang. DiDonato. Ford's trying to show him something, huh? Gets down there 423. Jamie's still fast, and he's running right where he left off. 414 with a 6. Went a little quicker at 171 miles per hour, and will stay number 1 qualifier. Really good run. And Earl Stanley now out of Richmond, Kentucky, comes up in his 88 model Mustang. He'll be in the right side. Vortec Howard, number 5 qualifier to 420. Once again, Ultra Street. All drivers in Ultra Street to the lanes. All competitors to the lanes. Ultra Street, we need you there.
Earl Stanley, the Kentuckian here, 4.207, his best run so far. The Vortex Supercharged Mustang goes 423, 167, so he backed up that earlier 420. Traction compound going to hit the surface. And when we turn this baby around, we'll head into Ultra Street. TRZ Motorsports Ultra Street, presented by Motion Raceworks, is up next. And for your drag racing suspension needs, look no further than TRZ Motorsports. TRZ Motorsports offer a complete line of GM and Ford suspension parts, from chromoly tubular A-arms, anti-roll bars, K-members and racket pinion conversions, to rear suspension and custom rear end housings. TRZ will have what you need. TRZ uses chromoly tubing and in-house CNC machine components, combined with a flawless TIG welding, to create lightweight suspension parts that are tough enough to handle anything you can throw at it.
Don O'Neill down here with Chad. How do we say your last name?
Opaleski.
Well, Chad Opaleski, you had a lot of TV time last night, and it was for the wrong reasons.
Yes,
what
sir.
happened?
Kicked a rod at 3.1 seconds into the run. It was on a journal that was repaired about 2 years ago, so we think the crank repair failed. And then that's that. Yeah, now we're putting Bumblebee's engine in there. His dad was coming last night. We called him at 10 o'clock, and he loaded everything up in his truck, and he showed up here at 6 a.m. this morning. And we had to put a new set of rods in it because his were wore out, so we put a set of my rods in there, and we're wrapping it up right now.
And you told me before we started recording this, the goal is to be back on racetrack tonight.
We're trying to make next round.
What, talking to me is not going to help you make that, so we'll catch up with you after qualifying.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Back to you guys in the truck.
Great American labor and our future to ensure we continue our climb to the top of the high-performance world, because we believe doing things the right way with no shortcuts will win every time. Check us out at motionraceworks.com.
All right. Eugene Rodriguez coming up out of Tampa, Florida in his Ford Mustang. Here in the Tower side, the Chevrolet of Jesse Coulter down there out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. 91 model, trying to clear it out. I thought for a moment it was Rodriguez that sounded like it was not clearing out of the water box. But they'll back up now. Coulter's got it running. It's a 10-shoulder race car, precision turbo machine right here of Rodriguez.
If you happen to drive two scooters away from the back of the tower, you need to return them immediately. Once again, if you took two scooters from the back of the tower, those need to be returned immediately, or there will be repercussions, no doubt about it. If you have taken the scooters from the back of the tower, you need to bring them back right now.
Limited 235 to the lanes, please. Limited 235 to the lanes, please. Funny thing, there's low jack on those scooters. So, while you're having your fun, bring them back. Rodriguez goes down 453, and he'll take the number 9 spot with that run, 155 miles per hour, 459.8. Jesse Coulter runs out in competition. Here's some more. Ultra Street Eliminator ready to go. It's going to be Joel Greathouse, Oakland, Kentucky, 93 Mustang in the left lane. And here comes the young lady, Haley James. Indianapolis, Indiana.
So Joel Greathouse and Haley James move forward. These are two very, very good racers who see plenty of each other over the course of the year. So Greathouse has stepped outside or set that car slightly outside the groove, but we saw Greathouse and other teams do this last night to great effect. Haley James and the War Eagle. Coyote Power and spooled up with the Hearts turbos. It is Greathouse quicker, 452, 157, his best run of the weekend by a mile. 462, 155. James continuing on a very consistent path, puts her 14th, and Joel just jumped to 9th.
And Brian Keep will keep the fort under control in the number 1 qualifying spot as they get ready. Bring a couple more out.
Ryan McClaskey going to be on a solo here. And we have called limited 235. Limited 235 to the lanes, please. Limited 235. So Gun Barrel City, Texas, home for Ryan McClaskey. McClaskey's in. Watch that suspension work out there. He's going to set a best run of the weekend, going 453.2 at 155. That's what the doctor ordered. Off of the number 17 spot. Now in the number 11 spot. Here comes James Tall, better known as Jack Stan Jimmy. We saw craziness last night. This car went into a huge wheel stand, and he pedaled his way out of it. As he was pedaling his way out of it, there was a big belch of flame through the hood.
Well, this is the car. They got up on the back tire and the flame, and you said, not a good angle to be having a problem right there pedaling a nitrous car.
Having an episode. And Walt Drakeford, Clearwater, Florida. Real Speed Racing, UPR Products, Lightning Racing Oil, FFP Customs, Pro Charger, and PSD Drive Shafts, sponsoring Walt Drakeford.
I got a nice brand new friend named Mike here. I'll tell you what a good guy, man. New York. Frank Sinatra wasn't kidding when they were singing about him.
He meant witchcraft.
Right, here we go, Bri. We best it now.
Paul had it tied down better today as it goes 452.4, a 446 for Drakeford.
Drakeford running good, 156 miles per hour. That's due to the Real Speed Racing, UPR Products. And all the fine people down there. He's number 4 in qualifying. That'll bring up another gorgeous black Mustang. Terry Wilson out of Pittsburgh, Indiana, will be in a far right lane. Here comes the car that's been painted that way forever, according to Mike. This is Mike Freeman, coming up out of Lehigh, Florida. You get her backed up and go drag racing.
So Terry Wilson, Pittsburgh, Indiana. 565 combination for Wilson, 582 for Freeman. Ford Architecture. So Freeman is currently qualified number 17 at 526. Wilson currently qualified at 449.3, 155. And to the stripe, 4:54.5 at 153 for Wilson. Freeman manages a 4:59 at 152. Wilson, that 4:49.3 earlier was his best run. That 4:59.0, the best on the left side, mid-pack. Phil Gregan and Sean Pevler now. Final call, limited 235. This is a final call for limited 235 presented by Ice Ignition and Spa Tools.
I love it, man. Thank you to the two kids that returned those scooters. I mean that. It means a lot for returning them. Oh, you.
So Sean Pevler from Cincinnati, Ohio. And Bill Gregan from Bradenton, Florida. Gotta love Bill. He's a slugger from right here in the hometown of the racetrack, Innovative Racecraft. Siesta Key Beach Villas Pro Charger. Fast Forward Racing Engines and FTI transmission.
Number 3 in the right lane as qualifying goes. Thank you, Jimmy French. My friend down there in Kennett, Missouri. Jimmy's Tint, right? With your car detailed. The windows tinted in it and all the great things. Great guy. Oh! I was going to go to the Eskimo in the fishing hole, but I won't. Tom Pevler right there.
Regan goes 4:58.5, 148 within 200ths of his quickest run. Sean Pevler, 10:28.8 at 80 miles an hour. Not the run they were looking for. And we now go on with Ultra Street. Jason Spina and Dave Fiskus coming up. Fiskus, another of our turbocharged Buick-powered cars, but that turbocharged Buick engine just happens to be in the front of a Mustang. Spina from Cocoa, Florida. So Dave Fiskus down from Batavia, Ohio in the 1993 Mustang. And Spina now making his way back up.
I apologize. Have you looked under the hood of this ever? Or you
Of Spina's Mustang?
The Buick.
Or it's really cool. I think we actually had a guy with a V6 powered, a Buick V6 powered Mustang at Drag Week a few years ago, and it's a neat. It gives you a little bit more room lengthwise, run your plumbing and stuff.
No time. All right, No Time, presented by Florida No Time Racing at Speed and Truck World. No Time to the lanes, please. Thank you to Speed and Truck World for giving the No Time guys a sponsorship and a place to make some dough.
So Dave Fiskus now halfway home in the staging process. Spina finds his spot. Everybody shallow staging here in qualifying. Little Buick hanging right on in there. Fiskus goes 4.601, 149.66. Spina goes 4.48 at 155. Neither are their quickest runs of the weekend, but both are respectable.
Very nice, though. Spina holds on to number 2. Here comes the red. Is that Keep, number 1 over there in the far lane?
Brian Keep.
Brian Keep down there ready to go on the right side. The Mustang lighting the hides right here in the left lane of Billy Smith out of Montgomery, Texas, as they get ready to roll through the line. Got our burnouts complete. Track looking good.
And it will be a single as Brian Keep's car does not appear to be making the pull here. He is unhitching himself in their race car, so Billy Smith will be on a solo. We need Florida No Time. We need the Florida No Time shootout, presented by Florida No Time Racing and Speed and Truck World.
So, kind of upsetting to be pushed off when you really could use a run, but being number one and no one up to challenge you yet, really have to have a good feeling. Billy Smith down there, 453, 155 miles per hour. For Smith, he'll stay at number 7, I will believe, at 450 with a 3:155 he ran currently. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, the world's fastest nitrous oxide injected Pontiac. Unbelievable.
So Ray Cox, his son Brad, the crew chief on the car. RPM transmissions, Bischoff Racing engines, Mickey Thompson tires, the major backers here. Went 449, now he goes 451.4 at 153.16, using that strategy, kind of setting the car up left and then working its way into the center of the groove.
But a hot bottle will do that too. That first round, they give you a little bit hot bottle.
Here comes Kiefer Simpson from Indianapolis, Indiana, the 2013 Boss 302 Mustang with that Coyote motor in it, turbocharged with Hartz turbos.
Oh, there she is. I was wondering where she was at. She's down there.
TBM brakes, RGR engines, RPM transmissions, Pro Torque, UPR Weldon. Fourth Dimension Fabrication, Riccardi Racing, Yearwood, PST, and Indy Gear and Car Chicks. So Kiefer moving up here. Johnny Drama going to give him the point. Tap on a windshield. Send him down the racetrack. So Simpson's in. Man, that thing started to pull the motor down. It came off the starting line. You heard the motor kind of pull down, and he lifted because it was not going the way they planned. 6.403 at 76 miles an hour. So they will definitely have some work to do to sort that car out between qualifying sessions. Scott Grove and Eddie Ramirez coming up now, and it is the Copenhagen Cadillac. Paul Ankerson has had his name attached to this car for years. Scott Grove driving from Avila, Indiana. .565 cubic inch rat motor making power under the monstrous hood of the 1978 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. See the nitrous being purged there. Got that half final roof on there. Went 505 at 135 last night. Eddie Ramirez went 499 at 137 in a car that has about, at least apparently, half the surface area of the Cadillac.
I've never seen a purge over the roof, the hood of a Cadillac. That was pretty cool. Dry purge. Ford down there. Eddie Ramirez, they're cleaning it out. Big old caddy. I wonder what that thing weighs. 3,800.
You think so? I think
Got it a
from the
little bit.
factory it had been around 3,000. Look at the thing leaving the front end in the air. Is he going quicker than a 505? Goes 507.4, 134. Ramirez goes 503.3, 137, running for his life out there.
Got the tune-up, though, for Grove. He's got it. He's got her dialed in if that's where he wants to be. Here comes Louis. Relax. Louis.
Robert Strong from Pensacola, Florida.
And Louis Filipides coming up here in the left lane out of Brooklyn, New York. Hey, Louis, show him how it's done. Look at that. He's got that big old hearse that I saw you guys fist fighting over. No, it's a hearse dual gate, his and hers. It's a Lenko. No, it isn't. This doesn't have the star shifters in it or whatever it be, but it is fast, man. I respect that car. 505, big old rolls. Louis doing his deal from Brooklyn. The 86 Cutlass 442. And Robert Strong right below.
Brad Shearer and Bill Kubiak coming up right now. It is Kubiak, number 9 qualifier with the camo paintwork, kind of.
Oh, that's nice.
Brad Shearer from Fort Myers, Florida. It's a bold strategy, Mike. The 89 Mustang for Shearer with a 365 cubic inch small block Ford CRE Performance, BP Fabrication, ATF transmission, Des Racing, Pro Charger, all involved in this program.
It would definitely be a stud of a Mustang. Is Kubiak ready out of Douglasville, Georgia? It is a cool car. The one you must walk up and look at while you're visiting the pit area. Look at how unique the wrap is on that thing. Pro Charger, Brad Shearer, utilizing that out of Fort Myers, Florida. And Brad goes right to the pre-staging beam. Here we go. Kubiak now takes his time ever so gently. And it looks like a good charge, man. 495. Not bad at all. Slows down from an 88, though, for Shearer. And a 506 for Kubiak. 085 on the reaction time. Not bad either. Here's Michael.
And so it is the Ice Ignition crew from Australia. Mike Constantinou coming up in that 1988 Holden Commodore. Shipped the car up from Australia, 440 cubic inch LS combination. Ice Ignition proudly manufactures in Melbourne, Australia, catering for everything from street-based muscle cars to track race cars with an unrivaled and industry-leading 3-year warranty. All the way from Cheltenham, Australia, stop by and say hello. Ice Ignition, located right behind the timing tower. Will be Miranda Burris on the opposite side of the racetrack from Royce City, Texas. Burris of the 2000 model year Camaro. So what a treat it is to see a car like this Commodore, and they take their small tire drag racing very, very seriously in Australia. This is a hardcore piece. We'll find out exactly if he can put the power to the ground. 2 attempts so far for Michael, and both attempts have resulted in immediate tire smoke. It is just jumping, almost jumping itself off the ground. Burris had the same problem over there. So Miranda Burris and Michael will not advance their cause. 1298 and an 1185.
Might want to try a sewer lid or something in the back of that thing in the trunk. or a couple bags of sack
Yeah, it
creep.
just is not.
It's doing just what you said. It hit and it jumps up and it's done. That's a shame. That's a long way to come out to a drag race.
No, they get another shot at it this afternoon, and they will race tomorrow. They're guaranteed a spot in the Eliminator, which is a good thing.
I like this car, man. This is a nice-looking Mustang. All yellow, parachute on the back, license plate beyond the cord of the parachute. Here's Jason Mace out of Dade City, Florida. 2015 model Mustang, 302. Number 9 qualifiers, gone 5.392 at 132 miles per hour. Tracked all his. Call, Florida No Time. Final call for the Florida No Time cars to the lanes. Your final call.
And Jason Mace's car going to the racetrack spun the tires hard and left us a spinning top out there a couple of 100 feet down. We'll grab that. So the traction compound will hit the racetrack, and the next category that will hit the racetrack will be the No Time Shootout presented by Florida No Time Racing and Speed and Truck World. That is going to be great. I want to send another big thank you out to another of the supporters of the 235 category of competition we have here this weekend. And SP Tools USA is proud to sponsor the Limited 235 Series. For over 40 years, we pride ourselves in manufacturing tools for the professional. SP Tools USA will be at each event this season and would love to earn your business.
Right, big thank you to the fine gentleman from UPR Products. UPR Products located in Lake Worth, Florida. UPR Products has the hottest products for your... It's a Florida No Time coming up. Florida No Time. Frank, how's it going, buddy? My buddy Frank, he probably doesn't have his hearing aid in. Anyway, good guy, man. Was Scotty G in the house today? All right. Got wipers. Bring them on. No time.
Don O'Neill down here with Melanie, who's got a smile on her face, because guess what? You went further than 60 feet in Q3.
I did. First full run on this car with the clocks on and clicked off a 364. So we're definitely happy with that. And we're going to try our hardest to keep improving on the next two qualifiers, because I like to be at the top of the qualifying sheet, not in the middle.
Right now you're sitting 16th. There's a few people that's on the bottom half that are on the outside looking in. I don't think we're having a huge weather move. Are you worried about how low it is going to get and where you're going to fall and who you're going to catch for a matchup because you only had one good run down the racetrack?
Never worried about any of that. I don't care who I have to race. I know how to do my job on the tree, and my guys always do the best job that they can, give me the best car that they can. So it doesn't matter who I line up against. I do my deal, and the outcome hopefully will be on my side.
Well, I mean, when we rolled up here, everybody's got smiles on their face. Everybody's hands are clean. We're not working hard. So that leads for a promising outlook going into Q4 and 5.
Yeah, we've definitely done enough work this weekend, and I can guarantee you there will be a lot more work be done at the shop before we come to the next race. But today we'll qualify hopefully in a stronger position, and there will be a weather swing for tomorrow. So that might throw a wrench into things for some people, but we have a lot of data, so I think we'll be good for that too.
All right, well, guys, Melanie's happy. She's confident. Q4 is coming up. Back to you guys in the studio.
So finishing up on the track prep down at the big end of the surface, and then it will be Florida No Time. Shakedown session 3.
Don down here in the pits with Mo Hall, who was #1 for about that long last night.
That's right.
How are we doing?
Great.
So, new car,
Brand new.
already out 3 qualifying sessions. Got one more. You got anything for Jason?
I don't think we do this weekend, but we'll work at it.
Well, I mean, you're a champ, right? So, I mean, it's what I think's funny is that if you're out here watching or whatever, pan over there real quick, Brad. Look at that. He lets everybody know how important it is. He wrote it on a piece of cardboard. Okay.
God bless Jim Halsey.
Right. So, I mean, you're out here, nitrous car, hanging with the Pro Line stuff, leading it. I mean, Jason's down there with the blower motor combination with Tidwell. Rules change in your favor. Feel like everything's fair, impartial. What's your opinion on this?
Yeah, I try not to get involved in rules. I really don't care. I'm more concerned about what we're doing and doing the best that we can with that. We let Brandon take care of everything from the back tires forward, and we just go from there.
Are you going to see anybody step up? Is there anybody that you've been doing this for a long time? Is there anybody on the qualifying sheet that you go, okay, they're laying up, and they're continuing to lay up?
Yeah, I don't think in this class, I don't think you can. I think you got to get after it every single run, and I think these guys are trying their best. It's just track conditions early in the week got everybody behind the 8 ball with the rain they had and trying to deal with the sun, and now you got cool air, so you're dealing with air, a good racetrack, how to get the balance. You don't want to flip these cars over backwards, so you're just you're baby stepping it, not big balling it.
All right, folks, tune in, keep watching. I still think he has a chance to be #1. Nitrous car. Back to you guys in the truck. Stu!
Once again, just finishing up at the top end here before we fire up Florida No Time. Speed and Truck World. Contact us at 954-760-9922. We deal with over 1,000 different manufacturers in the automotive industry and try to supply the best products at the best prices. A 30,000 square foot location dealing with customers all around the world. Visit our showroom in Fort Lauderdale or check us out online, www.speedshopsource.com. Florida No Time Series March 10th and 11th coming up is Battle in the Bay 6th. Florida No Time is back with Battle in the Bay 6, our latest annual event featuring action-packed clocks-off racing. Come see the world's record-holding surface here at Bradenton Motorsports Park. prep by Wade Rich. Gates open at 4 on Friday and noon on Saturday. Pro testing, grudge racing, and shootout. We're back with the racers competing for a huge guaranteed payout at the Florida No Time Invitational. Free entry, 28 shootout, $10,000 to win. You get 484 Extreme class and a bunch of others. Pretty awesome stuff there. That is the Battle in the Bay 6, March 10th and 11th, right here at Bradenton Motorsports Park, featuring the Florida No Time Series.
All right.
So Jeff Shaver, Dave Nassavera down there looking on, and Troy Perez Jr. Basically, and Shaver jumped the tree. Perez came off the starting line and just zipped the tire immediately. Shaver heaves the shootout down there. Shaver had overstaged the car, and eliminations, of course, that would have been a foul, but here, there's no real data.
Well, it's no time, so it don't matter, right? All right, that brings up Chris Bretz here out of Spring Hill, Florida. Paul Lucas, it's no time, Jupiter, Florida. Base entry. Ready to go. 69 Chevrolet Camaro, 2000 Chevrolet Z28 in the right lane. Must be one of those big dollar races coming up here shortly. Here's Lucas now rolling up. Jupiter, Florida, his 69 Chevrolet Camaro. There's Peter. Peter's down there, so Scotty is in the house. There we go. The white Chevrolet to the stripe for Lucas. Gets down there and really powered his way past that car.
Really good looking run out there for Paul Lucas. You watch that car settle down, as we talked about before. The radial car goes past the finish line, off the gas pedal, and the whole suspension settles down. It's pretty wild to watch.
Absolutely, man. You got a great view from this viewpoint up here. Get a chance to watch that. And this is going to be a little money battle probably.
Yeah, so we got a little grudge race here. Scotty Giordano on our side. Scotty G, as you all know him, will be taking on Marquez Hatlin. Now, Hatlin has been given the option, or he's been given the advantage of staging with the rear tire. These guys got a little skin in the game here. Scotty G. Scotty originally of Brooklyn and, of course, down here in Florida for many years now. Marquez Hatlin from Conway, South Carolina. Scotty has run this car as a Radio vs. the World car. He's run it as a Pro Mod car. He's run it a bunch of different categories. Now he's got small tires on to go no time grudge racing with it. Purging the nitrous 737-inch motor.
You know his true love, don't you? Buick.
Really?
Since he was a kid, he built fast Buicks down there in Carteret, New Jersey when he was with Busey. He loved to just experiment, make the Buicks go fast. You know they had a thing called, a flying mile? What it is, where they get going? Mile to see who's got the better car. But, yep. Would be Scotty G back in the day. So his opponent's going to get the rear tire in the right lane?
My understanding is the right lane's getting a rear tire, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, see Phil Schuler's telling his staging guy, hey, man.
Yeah.
Schuler's telling his guy, hey, buddy.
Careless Phil.
Yeah.
He's got some what do you call it in the game?
Phil's invested in this as much as anybody else, apparently.
There he goes. Oh, that was good. Good eye, Brian. Malone's watching Phil go down.
You don't.
He's getting the tire, the back tire. Scotty's in.
Wow! To the stripe they go. Matlin.
A run for the money right there.
That looked razor thin.
Gosh, man, unreal. What a drag race down there. I would have loved to have been down at the stripe on that one.
Eric Jones and Mike Wackus are coming up right now. Big wheel stand for Eric Jones in the pickup truck. Rode that thing out and still gets down ahead of Mike Wackerser. Man, Mike in a little Chevy too. Brilliant car, but Eric Jones, what a run.
They ought to name that thing Third World Country down there, man. Unreal. That truck just gave him the boot right there, didn't he? With the wheel stand and all. He stayed out in front of him. Just a good hole shot will do that. Here comes the green Chevrolet Corvette of Marty Stennett. 750. 750 to the lanes. 750 index to the lanes, please. 750 index to the lanes, please. We're going to back up that Chevrolet Corvette. Good-looking car, man, Marty Stennett's got there. Out of Kentucky, Etowah, Kentucky, 17 model Corvette. Oak Reef. So Daniel Holtgriff out of Franklin, Ohio will be here rolling up the windows. He's got his car just finished this week. Said I'm going to go down to the U.S. Street Nationals and break this thing in. Boy, did that thing act a little different, didn't it? Holtgrief's car just got up on the tire and started coming right up in the air. Unreal. So Stennett down there, gets down to the stripe. There's little Adams down there. He's in the house. Good to see him out there. He likes that no-time stuff. Got himself that 69 Georgia Bay Chevelle.
John Gorey coming up right now, the 1970 Camaro, big screw blower. on top of that engine.
That thing is wicked looking, man.
Curtis Forsberg from Oviedo, Florida. McFarland Racing side.
That's a good working car right there, man. How about John just, look at that, gone. Down there, he's already got the cooler out and the umbrella stuck in the sand. That's how far he got ahead of that guy over there.
That's a solid hit for Gory there as Mike Trevinos and Carlos Sanchez are coming up next. Trevinos is the Speed and Truck World part of the Speed and Truck World sponsorship of Florida No Time. If you have misplaced your AirPods, you can come get them, but you got to tell us what the container they're in looks like. And if you don't know what it is, you're never guessing it. So I don't think you're going to be a wise guy.
There's that Chevrolet Nova backing up, man. That is a good-looking piece right there. Mike Stravinos, Fort Lauderdale, Florida-based machine. And in the right side, Carlos Sanchez down there.
Another good-looking car. That thing has been making some very solid laps out here. So Sanchez and Stravinos, two of the, visually anyway, quicker cars we've seen so far. Stravinos using those kind of upturned bunched zoomies. Final purge of nitrous. And they're both stuck to the racetrack. Man, Sanchez using that whole right lane down there. Had that been a side-by-side race, again, it would have been a razor-thin margin of victory as both cars pretty well welded together all the way down the drag strip. That was great. Tyler Simmons and Brian Hunt. Hunt from Remington, Virginia. Are they call side check here for for Brian Hunt? Hunt's going to try a second attempt at a burnout. We have called 750 index. You should be in the staging lanes now, please. 750 index should be in the lanes. We need 650 index, 750 to 1 and 2, 650 to 3 and 4. 750 to 1 and 2, 650 to 3 and 4. As a reminder to everybody, when we start this second rotation, it will be the final qualifying session for everyone outside of Pro Modified. We have locked that. It will be a final qualifying session for everybody except Pro Modified. So 750 and 650 racers that are coming to the lanes, this will be your last qualifying session of the day. I haven't tried that one. Good. Ryan Hunt cleanly down the right side. Simmons on the tires. Charlie Pixley and Austin Pruitt. Austin Pruitt and Charlie Pixley. Pixley has big trouble off the starting line, and Pruitt has none. He is going to lift, though, as the car moved itself toward the center line. So Pruitt took it fairly easy on the back half of that run. Now, when we get into eliminations tomorrow, absolutely no way to do that. You're going to have to pedal yourself down to a win light. Corey Harris and Shane Mills. Mills from Spring Hill, Florida. 69 Nova. Harris from Richmond, Virginia, the 86 Monte Carlo. .750 and .650 index racers, you should be in the staging lanes. You're going to follow Florida no time immediately. .750 and .650 index racers, you should be in the lanes immediately. Bill's trying to bump his way in and take another bite of it. Man, Monte Carlo came out of the hole very nicely, then began to spin the tires about halfway between the 60 and 330 block. Shane Mills powered down cleanly. Dimitri Antona and Chris Patton now. Patton from Green Cove Springs, Florida. Blacklist Performance 88 Mustang. And Antona, New Edge style Mustang, Cobra, backing his way up. Antona dangled the front end, powered through.